Marriage and honeymoons are supposed to be special, creating memories to always remember. Most people would look at the marriage and honeymoon of Lori and Chad Daybell as beautiful and joyful. That is, until you realize that at this time, there have been a string of deaths followed by both of Lori's young children missing. Join me with the case of Lori Vallow Daybell and the death that follows her. Lori Noreen Cox was born on June 26, 1973 in San Bernardino, California, where she grew up and attended school. At the age of 19, she married her first of 5 husbands. This marriage ended in divorce shortly afterwards. At the age of 22, she married William Lagiania, and they had one son, Colby. This also ended in divorce 2 years after their son was born. At the age of 28, she married her third husband by the name of Joseph Ryan Jr., who adopted Colby. They later had a daughter together by the name of Tylee. Like the rest of her marriages, this one ended shortly after. Around this time, Lori's brother Alexander Cox, Alex for short, started to intervene and help Lori with issues that she was having in her relationships. Allegedly, Joseph was abusive to Lori, and after the divorce, Alex attacked Joseph. He tasered Joseph and threatened to murder him. When he was arrested, he claimed he did this due to allegations of him beating Lori and the children. He was sentenced to 90 days in jail. Joseph would die in 2018 due to a heart attack. Lori would go on to marry Charles Vallow a year after her divorce with Joseph was finalized. He had 2 sons from a previous marriage, and in 2013 they adopted Charles's grandnephew, Joshua Jackson, JJ for short, who had special needs. Around 2015, Lori began reading books by Chad Daybell and became obsessed with them. His books ranged from religious to apocalyptic novels. In 2018, Lori and a friend went to an event that was hosted by Chad Daybell. During this first encounter with the two, Chad told Lori that they had been married in 7 previous lifetimes. After the event, Lori and Chad continued to talk privately. Several weeks later, Lori invited Chad to an overnight gathering while her husband was out of town. They talked for a while about the deeper mysteries of God, how Chad had lived 31 different lives on various Earth-like planets, and how Lori was an external being that lived 21 different lives, with only 5 of them being on Earth. Lori became fixated on this belief, and in February 2019, she told her husband that she no longer cared about him or JJ, and she disappeared for 58 days. He filed for divorce during this time, stating that she had threatened to kill him, took $35,000 from their joint account, and stole his truck. He also filed for an order of protection against her, stating that he feared for his life and the safety of the children, but was unable to include Tylee in these filings since she was not biologically his. In July of 2019, Charles would be shot and killed in their Arizona home by Lori's brother, Alex. Alex claimed self-defense, stating that he went over to the house to confront Charles about abusing his sister and the children when he was struck in the head with a bat. He then went on to get his gun. Both of the children were home during the shooting, so Lori left the house with the children to drop JJ off at school, then came back with Tylee to call the police. When the police showed up, Lori can be seen outside the house joking and laughing with police officers. Around September 2019, Tylee and JJ would be reported missing. Tylee was last seen on September 8th at Yellowstone National Park, while JJ was last seen September 23rd on a doorbell camera playing with his friends. A month later, on October 19th, 2019, Chad's wife Tammy would die, allegedly from natural causes. 2 weeks later, Chad and Lori would marry in Hawaii. This caused suspicion among the investigators, to which they started to focus on Lori and Chad as suspects in the disappearance of the children, as well as the death of Tammy. As the FBI started closing in on Lori and Chad, Alex would die unexpectedly in December from blood clots. On February 20th, 2020, Lori was arrested and charged with desertion and non-support of her dependent children and was extradited back to Idaho on March 5th, 2020. A couple of months later, on June 9th, the bodies of Tylee and JJ would be found buried in the backyard of Chad's home. JJ was found wrapped in plastic and fully covered in duct tape, and it is believed that he was buried alive, his cause of death being suffocation. Tylee was found dismembered and burned, with her cause of death being unknown. The couple was arrested and charged with first-degree murder for the death of Ty Lee, JJ, and Tammy, as well as conspiracy to commit murder in the death of Charles Vallow. Chad pleaded guilty while Lori was deemed unfit to stand trial and is currently still in a psychiatric facility. This is 5 Minute Crimes. Be sure to subscribe to get updated on future videos, including the extended version of this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.